Back to you now at 9:12. I want to introduce you to this man, Lieutenant General Thomas Horlander, a strong Oklahoma ties, and now he serves as the military deputy for budget with the Army. He joins us live in studio to talk about his Oklahoma connections, his military career, and also what his job on the daily now entails at the Pentagon. It's so nice to meet you, sir.
You too, Marky.
Thank you for your time this week.
Thank you for having me. That's really nice.
This is a real treat. Strong Oklahoma ties, as I have mentioned, OCU, Cameron University, Fort Sill. Back in those days, did you ever think you'd be a three-star general?
I would tell you absolutely not. I don't think anybody would have ever predicted this. But it's been just a fabulous experience and a real privilege to serve in the Army, and especially at the higher echelons that I find myself now today. But nobody was ever thinking this, I assure you.
Yeah.
I was just a run-of-the-mill kid. You know, I got decent grades. I wasn't the school athlete, none of that.
Well, you did something right somewhere along the way.
I had a lot of help.
Worked hard, I imagine.
I would tell you, I think I had a lot of help. Great parents, a mom and dad that just instilled a great work ethic in all of us. I had 5 sisters. Just along the whole journey of life, I've had some really great people, and a lot of great people, especially in the Army.
Yeah.
The Army experience is just fabulous, and you meet so many different great people, just incredible. Not just in my generation, but even the young kids that are coming in today. Just amazing talents, and just really a special experience to be able to do this, and really to do this to serve your country. I tell you, this is an absolute honor and a privilege and a great profession.
Yeah, no higher calling.
No higher calling. It is an incredible, it's a powerful feeling to be a part of something so much bigger than you.
So take us back, to your career trajectory. You said in the beginning you didn't know that you'd wind up here, but how does an artillery officer become the comptroller of the United States Army?
So I ask myself that question all the time.
Every day.
I didn't plan on this. Certainly, I spent my formative years in the military as a field artillery officer, and as you alluded to, a lot of time here at Fort Sill. But there was a point in time in my career where the Army provided you an opportunity to pursue a secondary specialty. Having some degrees in finance, I said, okay, I'll pursue the comptroller secondary specialty. And then there was a point in time where I had to make another career choice: continue as an artillery officer, or be a full-time comptroller. So about 20 years ago, I became a full-time comptroller, and have been doing that ever since. And just at every echelon. And so now I find myself at the top of the pyramid.
At the tip top, at the helm of the whole budget for the Army. So $180 billion. Yes. I believe I said million. I'll correct myself now. The one with the B, $180 billion. How do you do that, and where does most of that money go? So
I'll tell you, the American people expect their armed forces to be ready today, ready tomorrow, and big enough to do whatever the calling is. So when I talk about the budget in its most simplest framework, if you will, that's where the money goes. We spend money on paying people. About half of the Army's $180 billion is to pay for the military and the civilians that serve in the Army. About a third is for current readiness, so training, education, things that are happening, for example, at Fort Sill, the recruiting stations here in Oklahoma City. All that is funded in a current readiness slice of the pie. And then the third slice of the pie is modernization. So we do research and development, and a lot of procurement of equipment, so that not only are we ready for the current fight, but we're going to be ready for the future fight that we foresee here.
It's a lot of responsibility on your hands. You have a big team helping you with these decisions.
I would tell you the entire Army staff and the Pentagon helps out. We all play a role in this. So I have a lot of help, and I'm fortunate that I've been doing this for a few minutes.
Yeah.
so that I can understand how all the pieces of the puzzle come together.
Sure. Yeah. You have many years under your belt at this point in this position, and with you being at the Pentagon full time, you were just telling me before we went live on air, this is your first time back to Oklahoma in about 10 years.
Yeah, I did.
What's bringing you back this week?
Well, so we like to try to get out, talk about the Army. I had the wonderful opportunity to spend some time with our soldiers in your blistering heat.
Yes,
out there in the field yesterday. Oh, it was
Yikes.
Yeah, it was a scorcher yesterday. But just not just an opportunity to spend time with them, but some of the leadership at Fort Sill. Fort Sill plays a very pivotal role in the modernization of our Army. A lot of our priorities to modernize the Army, we're doing a lot of our work there at Fort Sill. So having that opportunity to spend some time with them was pretty important as well.
And I know they loved hearing from you as well and hearing about your experience. What advice would you give to Oklahomans who are considering a career in the military and the Army in particular?
Well, so the first thing I'd say, you know, when you graduate from high school, that could be it's a very exciting time, but it can also be a very intimidating time. You're very unsure about what you want to do with your life. I'll tell you, when I was this young 18-year-old kid with my high school
the world
diploma,
was a mystery.
I did not know what I wanted to do. And I would tell you that is absolutely okay, right? Most of us don't figure out what we want to do with our lives until we get into our 20s and 30s. So that's absolutely okay. What I would say, though, you know, expose yourself to a lot of different things. And you can do that through the United States Army. This is not just a job or an adventure. This is a real incredible experience that just broadens you through travel, through the different places that you might serve. So you really get to see the world and you get to experience a lot of things. It'll really help you to know maybe where your niche is in life.
Sure.
But more importantly, I would tell you, I think, and we sort of talked about that just a little earlier, what a privilege and an honor to be able to serve your country, right? And one of the most honorable professions, whereby you take an oath, and your oath is, hey, we're going to protect this country if it means the ultimate sacrifice.
No matter what.
Lay your life down for your fellow man. Boy, I would tell you, there's nothing more honorable than something like that.
Well, sir, it is such an honor to meet you. Thank you for your service.
No, thank you for having me.
And your time
really
dedicated to our country, and safe travels back to the Pentagon.
Thank you, Mark.
We do appreciate it.